First look at Ike Mavora in 2019. Mount Sabon, how we doing? Opening day.
Get that, Mike.
Thought there was a second big.
John Eleazar, we had that on camera just now. Eleazar. Hank? Oh, that looks out it right.
Get it in! John, I like the shot.
Nice rip. Nice rip. Nice rip. Elliot Saka moved over to right field. Usually a left fielder, now he's playing right. Hank, we have on film Maurice Sakari, his first base hit in around 15 years. Clean base hit to left. Clean.
I didn't expect anything less.
1-2, Jeff. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out.
Mavora swings to right field again. Eddie fakes the tag, nothing doing. 2 outs, 2 big outs in a row. Jeffrey Saka escapes damage.
First and second, no outs. First and second, no outs. 3 pop-ups.
3 pop-ups, right field, and first base. Windy day.
Come on, energy!
In and out of trouble, Jeffrey Saka. No damage done. Charles C.S. Saka.
Charlie
Wow.
R, wake up!
Guys, you gotta wake up now. Wake up.
It's gonna be a machine.
That's what I'm saying.
Correct.
Yeah.
Let's go, baby.
Road Dog, you can't waste opportunities like that.
No opportunities at all, but you know what? At the end of the day, we still look good. We're still getting on base. Defense is locked and loaded, and the White Walkers are coming to haunt your souls, baby!
What's the score?
Oh! We got 1-0. We're going into.
Who's winning?
The Walkers, baby.
Walkers are winning. Okay, 1-0 Walkers.
The Hounds?
I like it. The Hounds. The Hounds.
Yeah, we be raw dogging.
Top 6, 2-0.
Henry, pick me up. Let's go. We need to run. String together hits.
How's it going, man? How are you? Good to see you.
Mike has a new, I don't know if it was known this year, Mike has a new way of calling balls. That's like this. And then
Aha, nothing.
Listen, don't listen to them. Which one's Max Sutton over there? The light blue or the dark blue?
Max Sutton is the dark blue. He's losing 6-3.
Wow.
Navy and AB Saka. Night King. Night King. What's the synopsis here? What's the score?
That's
2-0.
Yeah.
Top of the 6th. Wind's blowing in. It's a bit difficult to hit today, but you know, you just gotta get on base, play some small ball, and score some runs, and hopefully win the game.
Okay. 2-0 White Walkers of the North.
Of the North.
Wow, that curved. Abe Haber, fly ball, can of corn in left field, and the side is retired.
Not a good hit. Don't get that on camera.
Leo, focus. Let's close this game out.
What's up?
Not much. How's the team looking on opening day?
Excellent.
Score, please.
2-0.
You up?
We're down.
Okay.
Jeff's pitching great. We're playing great field. We got to get a couple hits, you know.
Wind blowing in today.
Wind's blowing straight in. They look good. We look good. First game. Got to
Okay.
come through in the 7th.
Jamal?
For Mount Sabon to erupt.
Yeah, he seems to be very dormant.
for quite some time now.
Yeah.
It's good
But,
to be on this
But you
side.
never know.
It's
That's
good
the
to be
whole
on
thing.
this side of the volcano.
Right. Stay away from the magma.
Let's go.
Sammy Saka, base hit, Sammy Saka.
Sonny low and hard. Jeff.
Bottom 6. Mean Machine down 2-0. Sonny Braha, the batter. Here's a swing.
Get back!
Shimmy.
No.
2 outs. Up steps Joe Chira. Bottom 6, man on first. Mean Machine down 2-0. Leo Kassin to Joe Chira. 2-2.
1-2.
Ground ball to Rishdi. All day. Eddie Rishdi with the play.
Things never changing.
Third, okay. The pickle. We know your play.
Not a third.
Okay, new game. Let's go. Unquestionably, you are not allowed to run from second to third with nobody out. Nobody out.
We'll shake it off.
Listen, 4 blunders. It doesn't matter. We didn't score. We need our hitters to hit. Shalu, you got to come alive.
We gotta wake
It's
up.
one game, guys. You know what? Win this game. We're 1-1, and we all feel good about ourselves. But you got to win now. I don't want to go 0-2. We have to do it now.
New order, guys. New order. We're gonna go.
Boys, let's go.
We're gonna go Joe, Shalu, Save on street.
Nobody out. 5-3, Mean Machine, bottom of the 5th. Joe Greenberg, the batter.
Go, Joe G.
2 men on. Nobody out. Big spot. Jeffrey Saka versus Joe Greenberg.
Come on, baby.
Greenberg goes to right.
Oh, it's tailing.
Out on the catch. Guy tags to third.
Enough, guys. Let's go.
5-3, Mean Machine leads, bottom 5. 1 out, men on the corners for John Eliezer. You got 1 in this inning, yes. Yeah, raw dog.
Should we be running for Benny?
Fly ball, could be a tag up. Fly ball to Sonny Braha. Tagging. And it is 5-4. Benny Rishdi with the score, and Eddie Rishdi tagged from first to second. Now there's 2 outs, Ike Mavora coming up. 2 outs, man on second, bottom of the 5th, and Ike Mavora gets the intentional pass for Captain Morris Kassin. The Mountain. Morris, the Mountain Kassin, coming up to the plate. Bottom 5, 2 outs, men on first and second. Shimmy, how's the opening day going?
I'm over on the day.
It's not going to cut it, man. They're going to rip up your contract. 1-1 count, the pitch. He pops it up. 1-2 count. Speed on the base pass. Eddie Rishdi, the tying run at second. Morris Kassin, the batter. Here's the pitch. Ground ball. Harry Braha flips over, and the side is retired. The White Walkers score 2. But Mean Machine holds on to a 5-4 lead as we go to the 6th inning. Jeffrey, ground ball. On the throw to first, plate to plate. And the Mean Machine tags on another run. 6-4 Mean Machine.
Freaking hit that shot, Charles.
Charles, wait a second. I told you. Come on.
Wow.
Way to be.
Okay, Mean Machine up 6-4 in the 7th. Tying run at the plate for the Walkers. And Ike Mavora keeps the game going.
Who's the runner?
That'll score a run to make it 6-5.
Who's the runner?
Ike with a rip to right field.
Do we have a runner?
Yeah, it was a play, but it's okay.
6-5 ball game. Mean Machine 1 out away from getting a split. Like to get out of here with a split. Morris Kassin, that's a fly ball. Joe Chira is under it, and that's the ball game. Mean Machine and White Walkers with a split.
Take care of business. Charles Saka with a big insurance.
Joe, way to get on the books. Nice. Let's go, boys. Lock down. Nice.
Playing, boys.
That's a great play. Second.
Nice game, boys.
Guys, we took that whole game.
Joe Chira, you made that. You caught that ball for the last out.
That's the first put out in 2 years for me.
Okay.
But yeah, week 1 was
How did
good.
it feel to get a split?
Feels very good to get on board. We have a good squad. They have a good squad. And we're looking forward to the rest of the year.
All right, we're happy to have you back. Here's to a good season.
Norman, see you next week.
I'll see you, Mike. Thank you, buddy.
Nice game, nice game, man. Nice game, fellas.
Eddie Rishdi.
Nice game.
Mike,
Nice
wait,
game.
slow,
Mike.
I didn't blow anything. Nice game, nice game, nice game.
Nice play, boys. Good on.
Nice play.
If we go over to Fireman's East, okay, these I'm going to rely on you for a lot.
No problem, because I spent a lot of time at Fireman's, and I got to watch a gorgeous game one between the Mean Machine, also known as Sack Attack, volume 20 or whatever, between the Mean Machine and the White Walkers from up north. Now, I don't watch Game of Thrones. I don't know what's going on this bench, but these guys are animated. They have names on the back of their shirts that...
The White Walkers.
The White Walkers.
That's what that is.
It's a Game of Thrones thing.
Okay. I don't watch it either.
The Mountain. I don't know what's going on, but they have some vibe going on.
They bought in.
This is a fun team to watch, and I think they're a dangerous team. They have Leo Kassin on the mound.
Okay.
Leo Kassin is throwing strikes. He's not going to walk people anymore. That was his problem when he was younger. Now that he's a little bit older, I believe he's throwing much more strikes. We saw it from last year even.
I spent some time with Leo on the Ducks. Of course, he was traded for Cuda, formerly known as Tuna, mid-season.
He was traded for Tuna. There was no Cuda at the time.
Correct. The artist formerly known as Tuna. But he definitely threw strikes. He had a plan. And I saw a big difference in him. I agree with you. He's a different pitcher than he was years back.
Okay, so this White Walkers team has an infield of Eddie Rishdi playing second.
Back in the league, Eddie.
You have John Eleazar playing shortstop. They put Hank at third.
Wow.
Mo Cass at short center. I mean, each one of those guys is overqualified for their position.
That's a strong infield.
Ike Mavora at first, who was making scoops all day. You noted that.
Yes, I heard that.
I
heard he was making a lot of scoops at first base.
And so their outfield, of course, their center fielder, Joe Greenberg, was the 4th overall pick. So they have a very, very strong defense. Their infield is probably the best in the league. So Leo's just got to throw strikes. And sure enough, game one, it was a 2-0 game all day, very fast-paced. They tacked on 2 insurance runs in the 7th, I believe, and they won 4-0. But I was worried about the Mean Machine at this point because their offense did not look great.
No.
They have Saban. They have every Saka. Saban said, why don't you just draft Brenda Saka, Grandma Brenda to back cleanup, because they have Jeffrey, Elliot, Charles, Sammy, the other Charles Saka, Charles R. Saka.
Wow.
They have every Saka in the league except A.B. Saka. And, plus...
I would assume Jeffrey pitched well in the first game. You're saying it's 2-0 most of the way.
And
so
against a good team also.
Right, you had a pitcher's duel going there.
Jeffrey pitched well. They also have brothers Harry Braha and Sonny Braha on the Mean Machine.
And how was Sonny?
Sonny was fair in left. He wasn't great. It is the first week. It was windy, new league, a lot to prove.
Absolutely.
But from what I heard, he wasn't phenomenal in left field. He was average in left field. I'm not sure if he misplayed a ball or misjudged the ball. I'm not sure exactly, but I heard it wasn't his best week. But
and Harry's playing where?
Harry's played short center.
Okay.
So they had Charles Saka at third. He's strong at third. So I mean, the team's a good team. I'm worried mostly about their offense, and sure enough, they did not score early in this game. I think a lot is going to rely on Saban.
Yeah.
Saban said it before the year. He doesn't matter where he's drafted. 5th round, 6th round. He could be drafted in the 7th round.
He's going to hit.
He's going to hit, and he's going to back cleanup on any team in the league.
He's going to hit. He's been hitting his whole life, and he's going to hit.
And you're going to put fast guys up before him, and you're going to let him get that big knock to score a couple of RBIs. So I think a lot is going to be on him, and I don't know where the protection is in the lineup unless Sonny Braha can really step up and be a force.
Well, I mean, he's coming in, heralded from the Yeshiva League, plays on Yeshiva University, star pitcher there. He's been playing baseball his whole life. I was actually talking to him on Saturday. His Little League career, followed by his senior league career, and now he's in college. So I think you're right. I think you might, if he was a little shaky, maybe chalk it up to opening day jitters. A lot to prove in a league like this. This is the big time. This is the premier league of the community. And so I would say he's going to be all right. I wouldn't worry about him.
I think there's a lot of pressure on him based on where he was drafted and the pictures that were circulating of him from before.
No question.
And I don't judge anybody after a week.
Can't do it.
Let's see what happens. Elliot played a very strong right field.
He's great.
He's a great player. He played a strong right field. I saw a few balls that were curving away, and he was able to field them nicely. He has a good arm. So, you know, it's a good team, but again, you don't want to start 0-2, and they lost game 1 4-0. They had to go into the clubhouse, they had to regroup, and they did. They jumped out to an early lead in game 2. It almost got away from them, Sandy.
Wow.
They almost got away from them. I mean, it was a little bit of more of a high-scoring game. I think the final score was 8-7 or 7-6. But in the final frame, the White Walkers were making a big push to come back.
Really?
I have a bunch of clips on video. I'll put them on Instagram. And down by 2, their last strike of the game, man on second, Ike Mavora delivers a line drive base hit to score a run, make it a 1-run game. They pinch run from Mavora. They have Morris Kassin up at the plate as the go-ahead run. The tying run is on base, and Mo Cass popped up, and you know he wants that at-bat back.
Absolutely.
He could have been the hero, but Mean Machine held on.
That's a big win for Mean Machine. You really, like you said, you do not, you know, you can get swept during the season. You can get swept opening week too, as you talked about with JT, but you, especially if you're up in the game after a loss and you feel like the game's in hand, you cannot blow a game like that. Come away 0-2. When there's question marks about your team to begin with, you don't want that to happen. And Mean Machine, good job by them holding on. White Walkers sound like a fun bunch. Sounds like you thought that they were a loose team, and you expect them to be around.
I like a team that I see laughing and having fun and also being intense and focusing on the intrinsic, you know, the details of the game. And I saw that in the White Walkers. I saw that in the Phillies even. I saw that in the Maccabees, Butter. There's a lot of teams that you could have fun and still be intense.
Yeah, no, that's the key. That is the key. We had it back in Montreal together.
We did.
And so, yeah, definitely, there's no question. You need to have a unit that gels, good chemistry.
And you know what? I like veterans like Hank, like Eddie Rishti, like Ike Mavora, that you could move their positions and tell them, you know what, you're not a shortstop anymore. We have a guy that we think is good, better than you at shortstop. We're putting you at third. We're putting you at second. These guys played shortstop forever, and they accepted their role. They could always, if something doesn't work out, they could always switch them back and forth.
Yeah, it's flexibility.
But they're, you know, baseball's a team game, and they're buying in. So I like that. And credit to Mo Kassin, because he has a lot of big personalities on his team that he's got to manage.
I like when you have a good mix of veterans and young guys. You let the young guys do their thing, but you need a couple of these veterans that have played in the league for a long time that can sort of rein it in when the game gets, you know, in the late innings and there's pressure. Slow the game down for everybody. Tell them what to do. Take a step back. Make sure everybody's doing the right thing. So when you have that and everybody's buying in together, I think that goes a long way.
Interesting, because my one comment about Team Butter after the draft was that they might actually be too young. Who is the veteran leader? They had Maurice Haber, but who else is a veteran leader? And I really saw David Farka this week act more as a leader than I've seen in the past. I really think, and he's young, but he's older than these guys.
Right.
So maybe he's realizing that he's like the second oldest guy on that team, which is
a very young team. I was watching as well.
Very young.
I noticed that.
He really needs to step up to be more of an elder statesman, like you said, and I think I saw it in him.
Wow, that's
interesting.
interesting.
We'll see how it goes, because he could lose his temper also, and he could lose his cool as well. But so we'll see how that goes throughout the year.
But you definitely need that. You need that presence on a team, and without it, you can be in trouble, because the kids have fun, and that's great. But you definitely need a mix. That's always been my formula.
Yeah. I also like in speaking of the Walkers, how they move positions around. Elliot Saka himself as captain drafted guys that he felt were the best player available in certain cases and was willing to move himself because he
Right.
played left in the past. He also said he'd be willing to play center field if he drafted elsewhere. And he ended up putting himself in right. He has Joe Chira on that team. Joe Chira had a good day, by the way.
Okay.
Joe Chira is in shape. He looks good. And he had a couple of hits.